Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to talk about Alec Baldwin once more because he's taken to Instagram to keep talking, as I'm sure his lawyers have advised him against, or I would hope they have anyway. You read from the title, the headline, he is rejecting the claims that he is not complying with the Rust shooting investigation. Now, I think we can say that's demonstrably false because he isn't complying. Now, I'm not overly sure whether someone could prove that he is complying. I don't know. What this is all over is his phone. Now, I've done a few videos on this. I'll leave them above, in succession. He was advised that the New Mexico Santa Fe Police Sheriff's Department. Sorry, I'm from the UK, so it was police sheriff. Sheriff's Department wanted to look through his phone, and he flippantly stated, "Get a warrant," which I know a lot of people will say no, he's got his rights, and I agree. I do agree, but they've got a warrant now, but it's only executable in New Mexico, and he is currently, and where he will probably remain, in New York, in his house in the Hamptons. And I doubt he will be going back to New Mexico anytime soon. Now, the Santa Fe Sheriff's Department have stated they are now working with New York authorities to get the phone, because they want to have a look at it. And there's a few things to sort of go through here before we get on to his nonsense. And it is nonsense. To say that you're not complying is nonsense. You are seemingly, from what I can tell, in my opinion, obstructing. Being purposely obstructive to the investigation. In multiple ways. I mean, just the interview can be deemed purposely obstructive. Getting out there and trying to plead your case to an imaginary jury before it goes to court. I mean, that's basically what that was. That's what that appears to be. So let's talk about this, right? So, I've done these videos and a lot of people are like, good, why? Why should they take his phone? So, the armourer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, and the first assistant director, David Halls, gave their phones up instantly. They were like, just have a look quickly. Just take them, have a look. To please the investigators, to say conversations that took place, to see if anything was untoward, whether they there was any discussions about ammo or safety. It makes sense why the investigators would want to look at phones, because there could be an issue there. There could be someone admitting culpability, right? Someone admitting fault. Okay, on the lead up or around it. It makes sense. And I don't understand why so many people seem confused with why they would want a phone. Because if people start disclosing private conversations about a crime, and they are admitting fault and they're admitting guilt, or they're admitting, subsequent failings on the lead up to that, whatever, then that's part of the investigation that needs to be brought to light, because it narrows down why someone has died. And that's the thing we need to keep in mind here. Sheriff's Department want to look for a phone. Someone's dead. I think on the scale of, what they want to do, that's pretty measured, quite frankly. And Alec Baldwin, sitting in the Hamptons on his ivory tower with a bust-up nose, which is a whole other conversation. How did he get that bust-up face? Because he's got a bust-up nose, his eyes look awful, he looks like he's been in a punch-up, right? It looks atrocious in those videos. It begs the question, how can anyone look at that rightly and say that he's not obstructing or not complying with the authorities? They want the phone, they've got a warrant, so they should go and get the phone, but you can't execute it in the Hamptons. He's purposely gone to the Hamptons. So now they have to go through the ringer, speaking to New York authorities to get the bloody phone. Now, how can this specifically pertain to Alec Baldwin? And this is why it's really important before we take a look at what he said. Getting the phone off Alec Baldwin's important because he was an executive producer. Right? He was an executive producer on this film. He was also there day by day. So in terms of what he could have said, why did you hire an incompetent, why did we hire this armourer, for instance? early in the production, indicating that he was aware of the failings of the production, right? So that makes him, it starts to, you know, tie up that he could be charged, right? That makes sense. The other thing is what if, because he's done this interview that he was so brazen to do, and that seriously takes some balls to do that interview, because he's pissed off a lot of people by doing that, all in the sheriff's department and the DA. Hence why they came out and gave that massive statement saying, yeah, no, everyone's criminally culpable. Everyone could be charged. Basically saying, wind your neck in, son. Because he came out and categorically stated what he deemed to be, you know, truths. He said, I did not pull the trigger. I did this. I did this. This is how it happened. Very, very, very key specifics. There was no wishy-washiness to it. It was very much, I'm not to blame. I hold no guilt. I've got no issue with this. I didn't do this. Someone's to blame. Let's figure out who it was. Yet still obstructing the course of justice. But, you know, whatever. So what if, after the incident took place, he then started sending messages saying, oh my God, I can't believe I pulled the trigger. I didn't realise. I'm so sorry. Just that alone puts him in shit. Just that. Just saying, oh my God, I pulled the trigger. I can't believe I did this. Or, I accidentally pulled the trigger. I didn't mean to. I didn't realise. I didn't know it would be loaded. Just that contradicts previous statements. Previous statements that he's made to Santa Fe Sheriff's Department, but also to the press, because he was so loudmouth about it all. So it's really important to know why they want the phone, and why he absolutely is not complying. And let's take a look. This is a Deadline article. Alec Baldwin rejects claims that he isn't complying with the Rush shooting investigation. So today, actor Alec Baldwin commented on his Instagram page that he is complying with the police investigation involving the shooting that killed Helena Hutchins and injured the director on the New Mexico set of the film, Rust, despite not submitting his phone to the authorities. Yeah, so I'm going to need a rain check on your statement there, and also your sanity, Alec. How can you say that you are complying with the investigation if they've got a warrant for your phone, legally obtained warrant, and you're not handing it over? You utter mong. No, Hutchins was shot by a live round from a prop gun discharged by star Alec Baldwin. The actor stated he wasn't aware the gun he was holding was a live weapon, as the police are looking to find where the live round came from. Baldwin rebukes the fact he isn't cooperating, but the current issue is logistics. As Baldwin states, the authorities in New Mexico need to go through New York law enforcement to gain access to his phone. That's what happens when you go to New York, you dipshit. It's not... The logistics is you buggered off from New Mexico. They have a warrant executable in New Mexico, not New York. You could ease this just by going to New Mexico and giving your phone in. You know, abiding by the warrant. Now, he states the following. They can't just go through your phone and take your photos or your love letters to your wife or what have you. Don't think they want love letters, mate. It looks like they probably want to figure out, you know, how someone, you know, got killed. Any suggestion that I'm not complying with requests or orders or demands or search warrants about my phone, that's bullshit, that's a lie. Well, where's you're literally filming your Instagram stories, your videos on your phone. They don't have it. It's not a lie. You're not complying. They have a warrant on your phone to search your phone. So no, you're not complying. It's not a lie. It's a fact. So in the search warrant for Baldwin's phone, investigators are looking for access to videos, calls, text messages and photos and any information regarding the Rust film production. Someone's dead. I think that's perfectly reasonable. It's a warrant. It's legally enforceable. It's legally obtained. I don't see the issue. Again, this was done December 16th. Days after, literally like one day or whatever it was, after the Maxwell trial. Now, I don't want to be one of these people that sits there and starts, you know, nonsense bloody conspiracy theories. It's not a conspiracy theory. Baldwin's name and number was in that little black book. That his little black book. It was there. His name and number was there. And now suddenly he doesn't want to give up his phone? Now suddenly he's staying in the Hamptons? Mark my words. You wait and see, ladies and gents. Wait and see. What if New York authorities get approval? See where he goes. See where the phone goes. Because he's doing everything he can possibly now to not hand over his phone. Right? He said, they said, can we look at your phone? He said, get a warrant. They got a warrant. Now he's not in New Mexico. He's not complying. He's not giving it up. Everyone else gave it up. It might be that he's hiding nothing, ladies and gents. It might be. But it's not a good look. It looks like he's hiding something. And when you start to sort of tie it all together, timeline and things, it doesn't look good. Really doesn't look good on you, mate. And this mad scrabble to make all these videos and content trying to, absolve yourself from it doesn't look good either. It makes you look really guilty. It makes you look like you've got a guilty conscience and you're trying to unload that conscience to clarify and clear, and it's almost like you're lying to yourself so much so you can believe it. I don't believe it. Not now. I would be more, ready to believe Alec Baldwin if he was tomorrow. Santa Fe Sheriff's Department goes, yeah, we got his phone now. No worries, he came down. We got his phone. I'd be like, all right, no worries. I would have still said he's had nearly 4 weeks of the phone to delete stuff. What happens if the phone gets broken or gets lost? What then? Is everyone just going to believe him now? Now, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not blaming Alec Baldwin. He might be completely innocent. But this doesn't look good on him. We can all agree, surely. Anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know down below. Thanks so much. Take care.